Picture this. You're driving your 2016 Honda Civic. It's fine. It gets you from point A to point B, but then the check engine light pops on. You take it to the mechanic, and he tells you it's going to be a $1,500 repair. You think to yourself, that's crazy. The car is barely worth $8,000 on a good day. Why would I dump that kind of cash into an old beater? So what do? You don't fix it. Instead, you drive to the dealership. You sign the papers for a brand new $45,000 SUV. You trade in the Civic, and your monthly payment goes from $0 to $750 a month for the next 7 years. And as you drive off the lot, breathing in that intoxicating new car smell, you tell yourself something dangerous. You say, this was a smart move. I made an investment in reliable transportation. This is an asset. Stop right there. That feeling of relief, that belief that you just upgraded your financial life, that is the exact moment you just strapped a financial anchor to your ankle. And millions of people do this every single day, totally convinced they're making a smart money move. So here, I spend way too much time thinking about why so many hardworking people stay broke despite making decent money. If you're someone who feels like you're doing everything you were supposed to do, you got the degree, you bought the house, you have the nice car, but at the end of the month, your bank account still looks like a barren wasteland, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. We need to fix that today. Here's the thing. Most people have their financial definitions completely backwards, and honestly, it's not really your fault. Society, marketing, the banks, even your parents probably taught you wrong. We need to simplify this. Forget complicated accounting terms. We're going to use the definition made famous by Robert Kiyosaki because it's the only one that actually matters for your wallet. An asset puts money into your pocket, whether you work or not. A liability takes money out of your pocket. That's it. It's that simple. If it eats, it's a liability. If it feeds you, it's an asset. The fundamental reason poor people stay poor is that they take their paycheck and immediately buy liabilities that they think are assets. Now, this is where I'm going to make some of you mad, but you need to hear it. The biggest lie you've ever been told in finance is that your primary residence, the house you live in, is your biggest asset. Look, unless you are renting out rooms in your basement or running a business out of your garage, your house is a massive liability. Now, you might be thinking, Delario, you're crazy. My house goes up in value. That's equity. Okay, let's run the actual numbers on a typical American homeowner scenario. Let's say you buy a $400,000 house today with an average interest rate. You live there for 10 years. You think, wow, in 10 years, this house will be worth $550,000. I made $150 grand. Did you? Let's look at the actual cash flow, the money that left your pocket over those 10 years. First, mortgage interest. In the first 10 years of a 30-year loan, you are mostly paying interest. You probably paid about $140,000 just to the bank in interest. It's gone. Poof. Then property taxes. Let's say $5,000 a year. That's another $50,000 gone. Insurance? Maybe $15,000 over 10 years. Maintenance? New roof, furnace goes out, painting, landscaping, easily another $30,000. Total cash out of your pocket just to keep the house? That's roughly $235,000. So the house went up in value by $150K, but it cost you $235K in unrecoverable costs to hold it. That house didn't pay you, it paid it. It's a place to live, sure. It's a lifestyle choice, but it is not an asset that makes you rich. It's a liability that drains your cash flow every single month. This brings me to the psychology of it. Why do we do this? It's the psychology of consumption versus creation. Poor people are taught to use money to buy stuff that signals success. Rich people use money to buy freedom. Here's what most people don't realize. The financial industry relies on your financial illiteracy. According to recent data from the New York Fed, total household debt hit a record $17.5 trillion recently. Credit card balances alone are over $1.13 trillion. Why is that number so high? Because people are using debt to buy things that go down in value. Think about that new car example from the beginning. As soon as you drove that $45,000 SUV off the lot, it lost about 10 to 15% of its value instantly.
You just lit $5,000 on fire, but you're paying interest on that $5,000 for the next 7 years. Another massive fake asset trap: education at any cost. People are sold the idea that a degree is the ultimate asset that guarantees future earnings. But when you leave school with $100,000 in private student loan debt at 9% interest for a job that pays $55,000 a year, that degree isn't an asset. It's a 20-year shackle. It's negative cash flow. It's a liability that prevents you from ever actually investing.
Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're annoyed. You're thinking, come on, I need a house to live in. I need a car to get to work. Are you saying I should live in a tent and ride a bicycle? No, of course not. You need shelter and transportation. These are necessities of life. But you have to stop lying to yourself that these necessary expenses are investments. The moment you stop calling your liabilities assets, you change how you treat them. This is where it gets really interesting. This is the shift between the poor mindset and the rich mindset. Poor people buy liabilities with their active income, their wages, and pay interest on them. Rich people buy real assets first. They buy dividend stocks. They buy rental properties where other people pay the mortgage. They build side businesses. And then, and only then, do they use the cash flow generated by those assets to buy their luxuries. The rich guy driving the Porsche didn't use his paycheck to make the lease payment. His assets bought his liabilities. So, how do we break the cycle? You have to shift your mindset from how much is the monthly payment to what is the total cost and does this thing put money in my pocket? I want you to do something this week. Audit your life. Look at everything you own that you think has value. If it requires you to feed it money every month just to keep it, label it what it is: a liability. Stop financing things that go down in value. If you can't pay cash for the luxury car, you can't afford the luxury car. Drive the Civic until the wheels fall off and use that $750 a month you saved to buy actual assets. It's time to stop playing the game the way the banks want you to play it. Stop buying things you think make you look rich and start buying things that actually make you rich. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I'll see you then.